I remember the first time I traveled abroad, I walked into a store to buy some fruit, something simple I never even think twice about back home. Then I saw the price. For a second, I just stood there, confused. Back home, that same fruit would cost almost nothing. That's when it hit me. What feels cheap to you might be a luxury somewhere else. And today, we're diving into some of the most shocking price differences around the world. Today, we're comparing everyday things around the world that are cheap in one country, but a luxury in another. As you watch, keep asking yourself, is this cheap or just normal where I live? Let's start with something simple, haircuts. In countries like Rwanda or India, you can get a clean haircut for $1 to $3. Now compare that to the United States or the UK, where the same haircut can cost $30, $50, even $100. So what's the difference? It's not the scissors. It's not even the skill most of the time. It's the cost of living. Rent, salaries, and demand. Be honest. How much do you pay for a haircut? Street food. Now let's talk about food. In Thailand or Nigeria, you can eat a full, delicious meal for just $1 or $2. Fresh, local, made right in front of you. But in cities like New York or London, street food can cost $10 to $20. Same idea, quick food, but completely different price. Why? Because in some places, street food is everyday life, and in others, it's treated like a trend. Would you rather eat cheap and local, or expensive and convenient? Let's move, literally. In cities like Kigali or Delhi, $1 can take you across town. But in places like Tokyo or Paris, a short ride can cost $5 to $10. Same distance, different reality. Transport prices depend on infrastructure, fuel costs, and how a country is built. But here's the real question. Do you feel transport is cheap where you live? Housing now. This is where things get serious. Housing. In some parts of Africa or Southeast Asia, $300 a month can get you a full house, but in cities like New York or Toronto, $300 might not even get you a shared room. Think about that. Same amount of money, completely different lifestyle. This is why people in expensive cities often spend most of their income just on rent. Could you live comfortably if most of your salary went to rent? Fresh food. Let's go back to basics. Fresh food. In rural areas of Kenya or Vietnam, fruits and vegetables are incredibly cheap. Why? Because they're grown locally. But in countries like Canada or the UK, that same food is often imported, which means higher prices. So you're not just paying for food, you're paying for transportation, storage, and time. Services. Now think about services. In countries like Rwanda or Bangladesh, hiring a tailor, cleaner, or repair worker is affordable. But in countries like Germany or the United States, those same services can be very expensive, which changes how people live. In some places, people hire help regularly. In others, they do everything themselves. What service would you use more if it was cheaper? So what does all this mean? It means cheap and expensive are not the same everywhere. They depend on where you live, how you earn, and what your economy looks like. Something you barely notice could be a luxury for someone else. Now I want to hear from you. What's something cheap in your country that would shock the world? Drop it in the comments. And if this surprised you, don't forget to subscribe for more global insights.